Welcome to Conscious Village and Child, where we serve to support the self-awareness and conscious development of families. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Teresita and I am going to be talking to you today about parenting. I believe that there is a lot of knowledge that we can share about our experiences or knowledge that comes through the experiences that we live. So I am a mother. I think I've said it before in some of my social media videos. I am a mother of two. I did have 3 pregnancies. I have a 20-year-old and a 15-year-old, and one that, she didn't make it, but I still count her in my family tree and I honor her. And I want to talk about parenting because I feel that there is a lot of wisdom that can be shared from one's own experiences. I think that every aspect of our life has a spiritual component to it. And I firmly believe that preconception, pregnancy, the first stages of after postpartum, and all the phases of human development are such beautiful stages. And they're even more so beautiful when we have full understanding of the actions that we can take and the consequences of them, right? And I guess I want to share this with the community because, so I was a young mom. I was a very young mom, and when I had my son, I was 20. And though I was very, very happy to have him, I was not fully ready, right? It was an unexpected pregnancy, but very much loved. And I always kid around with him and tell him, that he saved me. And in a way, it's true. But I wonder sometimes what my life would have been like. Not that it's been in any way, shape, or form bad. I think that we all live circumstances and situations that are meant to be for our growth and development as human beings. And I'm grateful for every moment that I have lived up to now. Because thanks to all those experiences, I am the person that I am now and that I will become, right? And so, but I do wonder sometimes, what would my life have been like? What would my child's life have been like? How different would it have been if I would have had the wealth of knowledge that I have now? And what would it have been like, if I had had a plan, right? Prior to conceiving him, prior to giving birth to him. What would my life have been like if I would have had a village? So I think for the next few videos that I will be recording and the workshops that I will be holding in person, because that's what I'm doing right now, in-person workshops. But most likely I'll start probably doing them online. I think it's easier for people to access things online. I think everyone has very busy schedules. And anyway, so maybe online, workshops will make it easier for some folks. Anyway, sometimes I wonder, what would life have been like if there was a plan in place. And so my goal with everything that I'm doing right now and with the nonprofit is to enrich people's lives. My goal is to enrich families' lives by allowing them to access knowledge that perhaps they don't have easy access to. Or, I'm working with other people, and so the people that I work with, they have different modalities of healing. So that's going to be incorporated in a lot of what I will do in the future. And so I want to bring forth, my own experiences so that I can help other people that perhaps went through similar situations as I did, or who are starting out and may need this knowledge. I know that right now we are bombarded with so much knowledge. There's so much wisdom. There's so much easy access to everything, right? And not everything is for everybody. So, of course, I'm trying to reach people that may be interested in these topics of parenting, of human development through a spiritual lens. And at the same time, share with people that everything that we go through is just part of a bigger process. I think sometimes too, as parents, and I will speak for myself, as parents, sometimes we carry so much guilt, right? And so I am here to tell people guilt is okay. We can move beyond that because there are reasons why things happen. And so when we are able to understand the root cause of those things that occur to us or that have happened to us, such as I have spoken about with womb wisdom, when we are able to tap into the root cause of certain situations, we're able to understand, right, the situation with an open mind. And when we understand the bigger picture, when we understand the circumstances and why things happen the way they did, then we are able to let go of that guilt. We transform and alchemize the situation from something that is possibly painful to something that is now a lesson, something that we can and be enriched by, right? And so that's my goal, at least one of them. And I'm not going to make a super long video. This is just kind of like a little introduction, and I will be making more videos, but it's mainly just I want to reach people that are starting out, that may need the information, the knowledge, right? The scientific knowledge of why it's so important to have a good environment, right? So before we get pregnant, what circumstances are the best circumstances to be in, right? In order to conceive a child. I know it doesn't always happen that way. It didn't happen with me. However, I have lived through so much, and my educational background has allowed me to understand so much of human development that I am now able to help people, right? And so I want to enrich people's lives and help them unpack circumstances that are happening to them, or help them understand, why possibly having a healthy diet is very helpful during pregnancy, why having a safe environment, or a very trauma-free environment during pregnancy is the most ideal circumstance during pregnancy, and how not having those things in place, not having a partner that can support you 100%, not having a village that can support you 100%, how science now has pretty much determined how that can affect the unborn child. And not only in utero, but after. So there is a lot of work being done right now in the development of the child, in the development of the pregnant mother. And, scientists have been tracking the development of moms who pretty much are in very safe, healthy environments, healthy bodies, and overall environment, work, and not and life in general. and moms who are not in those same optimal situations, and the effects on the fetuses and then children after they're born. And so this is what I am going to be targeting through these parenting workshops and the information that I will be bringing. I will also be bringing a lot of other information, but for now, this is kind of like my focus. And then I'll bring other topics as well, very, some mainstream topics and some spiritual and kind of mystical topics, but they all kind of tie in together. And, in my work, not only am I a mom, I'm also a teacher, and I'm also on the path of a spiritual healer. So I'm not going to say that I'm a healer, but I will say that I practice many different arts of healing, and I'm learning and growing along with everything that I'm learning and that I'm practicing, and I want to share that with everybody. So if this interests you, give the video a like and share it, and hopefully very soon I'll put out something else. So thank you so much for your time. Talk to you soon. Bye.